common issue for many golfers, pulling wedge shots. Pulling any shots, the club's got a bit more loft. It's really frustrating. You want to score well, you've hit a good drive. Why do you pull them? How can you stop it? Some simple tips that'll fix your lofted approach play shots. So why are they so easy to pull? Well, it's to do with the loft. The loft that's helping you also can hurt you. Come here, look, I want to show you this. I'm going to put this club on the ground, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to point the leading edge at my target. So this front line that we normally aim with is basically pointing at my target. But the loft, as you can clearly see here, is pointing back at me. So you can see where this loft is pointing. And that's the same for you when you're hitting shots. If you have a lower handle, the leading edge might point straight, but the loft will not be pointing at the target, which is out here. So the lie is going to be your main culprit for pulling lofted clubs. So how low or high your hands are. Lower meaning you're pointing it more left than it looks. When you hit the shot, the ball starts left and might even curve a little bit too far left as well. So let's deal with the lie. Majority of people, if you think about when you hit clubs like a driver, with this club, your hands are getting lower, you're leaning over, it's further away from you. The lie on this club as well is going to have lesser of an effect of where the face starts, because if you had zero loft, it would have zero effect if it was toed up or toed down. The more you exaggerate the loft, the more effect it has. So if you apply your driver setup to your lofted clubs, pushing it out in front of you, handle lower, you're going to be in all kinds of problems unless you aim out to the right. And then the next thing you're going to have is you're going to have a different part of the sole hitting the ground. So the sole is thicker here, it's carved away here and very thin here. Also, it's quite easy to get this part of the heel to dig and turn over if this bit's hitting the ground. So let's work on trying to get the face of the club and the sole a little flatter on the ground, which for lots of people will push that handle up higher than they're used to. Lots of people are going to be much more used to having this kind of setup where almost the toe is in the air, and for a full shot this is going to cause problems. Now if the club's set on the ground this way and the handle up that little bit higher, you're going to need to kind of pull your chest up a little bit, get rid of these kind of leaning over, bending these back ideas, standing this little bit taller in your legs around your waist area and your upper body is also going to allow us to do the next point, which is trying to hold the club off a little bit more. So it's going to make you feel like you're almost swinging under yourself rather than out and around yourself if you get the club out this side of you. Manipulating the lie is going to help, but you're still going to have to do some actions in your swing as well, and this posture is going to encourage some better actions with the way you rotate. So from my better posture and the higher handle, what I'm going to try and do now is make sure as I hit the ball, I'm keeping my shoulder turn, the feeling of my shoulders and how they turn, moving ahead of the hands and the club, almost leaving the club head back. A feeling's called like a hold off feeling. I don't want to be letting this club go. I don't want to feel like I'm really releasing it and turning it over. I want to feel like I'm holding the face almost to the target for longer. It's not doing that, it is rotating, but that's the feeling. And from this more upright position, that's easier to do than it is down here where it's going to roll over quite naturally. Great way of getting this feeling is I want you from your upright setup to get the feeling of your arms coming across your chest on the way through. So feel like your arms are really staying connected to your body. So as you turn, they're connected and then coming across your chest. As you leave that head of that club back, this held off feeling with the upright position in your setup is going to allow you to fire some wedges much more out towards the target. If you can get these wedges not pulling, connecting up to the target a lot more, getting a few closer shots of your wedges, hitting a few more greens, making sure that you're not putting it in trouble from this situation, could really transform so many golfers' scores. You'll be amazed how many greens golfers miss with their wedge shots. Now if you're hitting a few wedges and you find that it's still not quite working, you've got your setup right, you're feeling like you're moving your chair, you're probably not getting your rotation working with your club face control. Simple little drill you can do just to try and push it on a little bit longer is to just step the lead foot back of the trail foot and then feel as you come through like you're really facing up to that target to get that body turning. Just trying to push that body turn on while at the same time feeling that you are holding that handle off, so really pushing it forward of the head for that bit longer. a couple of those drills before you hit a shot, you might find next time you hit some pitches, you just get some better direction, better strikes, and again, make the odd more par or even a birdie. Understanding how lie affects all shots, but certainly more lofted clubs could really help you dial in more wedges. If you want to improve your striking with wedges and irons, this video has really helped thousands of golfers.